Retiring from government service is a massive, life-changing milestone. But let's be honest, the moment you start trying to map out your financial future, that dense, bureaucratic math can feel completely overwhelming. I mean, do you know exactly how much your government pension will actually be? Well, today, we're going to fix that. We are going to unlock your exact payout and take all the mystery completely out of the numbers.
Welcome to This Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled you're joining me today. We're going to dive into the official Pakistan Pension Calculator for federal and KP province employees together. We'll break down this spreadsheet, which is fully updated with the latest 2025 figures, by the way, and translate all those confusing rows and columns into clear, actionable understanding. By the end of this, you're going to know exactly how the government calculates every single rupee you're owed. So, here is our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at setting up the calculator, calculating gross pension, the commutation equation, adding medical allowances, and finally, those cumulative annual increases.
All right, Section 1, setting up the calculator. Getting your foundational inputs perfectly right is the absolute first and definitely the most vital phase. If these inputs are wrong, well, the whole calculation falls apart.
Looking at the official input guide right here, you can basically think of this as your command center. Those blue cells you see? Those are literally the only ones you need to touch. It just asks for basic but highly specific data, your type of pension, your government affiliation, so federal or KPK, and your basic pay scale, or BPS. This right here builds the entire foundation of our financial math. Let's walk through these specific steps real quick. First up, you select your government and pension type. For example, 1 is for superannuation, which just means you're retiring at age 60. Then, you plug in your basic pay scale number, from 1 to 22. Next are the dates. You put in your date of birth and date of appointment. And honestly, there's a brilliant little feature here. If you selected superannuation, your date of retirement actually auto-calculates to exactly 60 years from your date of birth. Finally, input your last basic pay, without allowances for now, and then add any specific pensionable allowances like special pay or personal pay right below it. The tool even validates your basic pay against official BPS ranges, just to make sure you didn't accidentally make a typo.
Section 2, calculating gross pension. Now that we've got our precise inputs locked in, we need to calculate the actual bedrock of your payout.
So the absolutely crucial point here is understanding what gross pension actually means. It's your initial calculated baseline. The government figures this out by taking your total emoluments, which, let's be real, is just a fancy bureaucratic term for your last basic pay, added together with all your eligible pensionable allowances, and they combine that with the total number of years you've actually worked. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how the government does that math. This is the master formula. You take your total emoluments, multiply that by your qualifying service in years, multiply that by 7, and then divide the whole shebang by 300. I know, it looks a bit like a high school algebra test, but it's actually incredibly straightforward once you have your total pay and years of service figured out. But listen up, because there is a vital rule you must keep in mind with this formula. Your qualifying service is strictly capped at 30 years, period. Even if you've dedicated 35 years of your life to government service, the multiplier in that formula stops dead at 30. Oh, and by the way, if you run this formula and the result seems surprisingly low, don't panic. The absolute minimum gross pension mandated by the government is 10,000 rupees per month.
Moving on to Section 3, the commutation equation. We are pivoting to what I think is the absolute climax of this math. This is the big, game-changing financial decision you have to make right when you retire.
So what exactly is commutation? Essentially, it's a trade-off. It's the portion of your gross monthly pension that you voluntarily surrender in exchange for an immediate upfront lump sum of cash on the very day you retire. Basically, you're trading a slightly higher monthly payout tomorrow for a big, solid chunk of money today.
And how much can you actually trade? 35%. That is the absolute maximum allowed limit for commutation. You just enter this as a decimal in the calculator, so 0.35. Now, if you decide you don't want a lump sum and you just want the absolute maximum monthly pension going forward, you simply enter 0. But for most folks, that 35% lump sum is a really crucial part of their retirement strategy.
Now you might be wondering, how does the government calculate exactly how much cash that 35% is worth? Well, they used this official AGPR commutation purchase value table. Your lump sum payout depends on a highly specific multiplier that's tied directly to your exact age at retirement. Notice how the younger you retire, the higher the multiplier? That's because you're giving up that monthly 35% for a much longer expected period of time.
If you're retiring at the standard superannuation age of 60, this right here is your magic number, 148.4628. This is the exact official AGPR commutation factor. Your lump sum is your commuted monthly portion multiplied by this massive factor. And a quick, totally fascinating side note here, if you do take this commutation, your full pension amount is actually restored eventually. Yeah, for someone retiring at 60, full pension restoration happens after about 12 years.
Section 4, adding medical allowances. Okay, we've subtracted for the lump sum, so now it's time to start stacking on the rewards and add back those medical allowances.
So, medical allowances are scaled directly to your basic pay scale. If you're in BPS 1 through 15, you get a medical allowance equal to 25% of your base net pension. If you're in the higher management tiers, BPS 16 through 22, that shifts down slightly to 20%. But here is a wonderful little quirk of this system. There is an additional 25% increase stacked right on top of whatever that calculated medical allowance turns out to be. The best part? The calculator handles all of this automatically behind the scenes, ensuring you don't miss a single rupee of your healthcare benefits.
And finally, Section 5, cumulative annual increases. We've arrived at the final and undoubtedly the most satisfying phase of this explainer, transforming that base net pension into your real-world 2025 payout.
Over the years, the government has passed various budget increases to combat inflation, and these actually stack cumulatively. Just look at these compounding milestones. We saw 15% bumps back in 2011, 2022, and 2024. There was a massive 17.5% jump in 2023, and most recently a 7% increase for 2025. Now, there is one highly specific bureaucratic quirk the calculator automatically handles for you. The 15% budget increase from July 2022 must actually be applied to your pre-April 2022 base, completely bypassing a temporary ad hoc relief. The spreadsheet logic gets this exactly right, matching the official AGPR system flawlessly.
And looking at the official history of annual pension increase rates from 2010 all the way to 2025 for both federal and KPK employees, you'll notice they are largely identical, except for that little April 2022 ad hoc difference we just mentioned. This historical progression is the absolute engine that drives the final compounded math shown on the calculator, taking your baseline and inflating it to its true present-day value.
Once all those increases are compounded and your medical allowance is added back in, you finally arrive at your net pension payable. It's an incredible feeling to finally see that number. But actually, I must responsibly deliver a crucial professional disclaimer right here. While this tool is incredibly accurate and based directly on official AGPR rules, it really is for reference and estimation purposes only. Always verify your final figures with your departmental accounts office before making any binding financial commitments.
We've taken what looked like a complex, bureaucratic maze and turned it into a clear, step-by-step roadmap together. From figuring out total emoluments to applying that highly specific 14.84628 commutation factor, you now have the knowledge to project your financial future. So, with the math finally demystified, are you financially ready for your retirement chapter? I really encourage you to grab your payslips, use the exact concepts we covered today, and take total control of your post-retirement readiness. Thanks so much for learning with me today on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.